Hey there, it's Kathy with Be Creative with Kathy. And today I have a really cute, simple card for you that I have named the envelope flap card. Now I have no idea if that's its name. I didn't invent it by all means, but this part of my card kind of looked like an envelope flap, so that's what I'm calling it. And we're going to use the color and contour stamp set, which has the coordinating scallop contour dies, which I'm sure you've seen me use several times. I love these dies here, and in fact, I'll be honest with you, I rarely use these, but these right here are well worth the die set. But we're going to actually use, in fact, I'll take it out now, this one on our card today. So I also have a lot of new products that I'm going to show you today, but as promised, I was supposed to do it, let's see, today is Monday, so I was supposed to do it last Thursday, but I am going to demonstrate for you and show you this new magnetic platform. Now you can see, look, I've been using it a ton. It's really heavy. It's reminds me of the precision plate. If you've been a Stampin' Up, I call them junkies, or you know, with Stampin' Up for a while, if you remember the precision plate, it's as heavy as a precision plate. It's got a nice metal background. The whole thing is magnet. It's not so magnetized that you can't get the dies off there. It's just really nice, and I'll show you how I use that to make our card today. Before I go on though, let me show you some other samples of the cards and kind of what to do or not to do. So if you watch my videos, you've probably seen this card. This was with our Crazy Card Chicks Stamp Camp. Sorry, I get those mixed up. Stamp camp that I did, and look, you open it up and it looks like this, so it's sideways compared to this one that's hot dog. I think that's what you call it, but anyway, and you can see both sides of the paper. Look how cute that card is. And then at Stamp Club this month, we did a card that looked like this, and that's what gave me the idea for the video today. And you open it up and it looks like that. Now these are what to do. What not to do is if you have it like this, and I went ahead and attached this paper to what I call the envelope flap, but when you open it, look, you see the designer series paper in here that doesn't look so good sideways. So then I redid it and attached the designer series paper to here, and then when you open it, you have that nice inside that looks like that. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll make a very simple card with a lot of new products and a little bit of demonstrations here. So the first thing I'm going to do, let's see if I have, oh, here's all my paper. I'm like, where the heck's my paper? Right here. This is just a piece of thick Whisper white card base. So it's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Just your normal half sheet of cardstock. And I'm going to bring in my die cut machine. While I'm doing that, let me tell you a story. So this weekend, I had Stamp Camp, Stamp Club. I've been cutting paper like crazy with my wonderful little die cut machine. And in the process, my handle has fallen off. Now, I don't know about you, but I can't even blame anybody because I'm the one that put the handle on. And it wouldn't be any big deal, but I can't find the little Allen wrench that you put the handle on with. And then I look down, I can't find the little screw that holds the handle on because I've set that down somewhere. You guys can't tell me that you don't do the same thing. But I think I can get through my video just holding my handle on there the way it goes. But, okay, so I'm going to do my sandwich using the magnetic plate. So I'm going to use the #1 platform and then the #5 magnetic plate. And then I'm going to lay my cardstock on there. And look at what I've noticed. So they have this cool little ruler right here on the magnetic plate. And so I can get my paper perfectly straight like that. Do you see that? And then with the dies, uh-oh, now watch me not be able to find the dies that I need. Oh, here they're on the other table. Here they are. And these are the basic border dies. And I'm going to use this, I guess, oval one like that. But I'm going to line my paper up with that line that's on the magnetic plate to make sure it's nice and straight. And then I'm going to line this up with the sides. And that's how I can see if that's straight across the bottom of my cardstock. So I love that about the magnetic platform that it has that line so I can get my paper straight to begin with. The other thing I love is that, look, my cutting pad. Now I am going to slide my cutting pad in here so my cutting pad covers up the whole piece of my cardstock, because otherwise it leaves that mark on it down here and I don't want it to leave a mark. But now you can run that through. You can see if you're, especially because you won't ruin your cutting pads anymore. There won't be hardly any marks on your cutting pads. You can see right through them. I'll probably never have to buy cutting pads again, because I'm totally going to use my magnetic platform every time I die cut. Now with the folders and such, you'll need the other plates that come with your die cut machine, but once you buy the magnetic platform, that's it. So anyway, so I can see if my paper or if my die has moved, because sometimes if your die happens to be bent, because before your plates would warp, now they don't even warp. That new magnetic platform doesn't even warp your dies or your cutting pads anymore. So like I said, I can see that it's straight, and I'm going to just run it through there. It holds everything in place, but not so much that I can't get it off. So after, hey, and my handle stayed on, woohoo! Okay, so then you can see it's really easy to get off of there. It stayed in place and cut it just right, like that. So that's a great thing. I am in love with the magnetic platform, especially how heavy it is, that I don't think it's ever going to warp. It's not going to let your dies won't get bent anymore, because your cutting pads were warped and then your dies would get the same shape. And the cutting pad on top should last forever. So yippee about that one. So now here I have my card base, and then I have a little piece here we go, of designer series paper. Now this paper is a new product. It's from that Hostess paper. Once again, Stampin' Up! Has, if you do stamp rewards, so if your order gets up to $150, or you host a party and your orders get up to $150, you can get this designer series paper as your host rewards. And look how pretty that paper is. It's so bright. Oh, do you see the little bikes? Oh, well. Oh yeah, look how cute. Anyway, and the flowers and the stripes and the prints. It's just really pretty paper. And I've cut a piece here, and I believe, now there again, if you watch my videos, I tell you all the time, if you want the measurements, I would go to my blog, becreativewithkathy.com. Don't trust my mouth, because stuff comes out of my mouth is always wrong. I try not to, but I think I get a little nervous and a little ahead of myself. But anyway, so I believe this is 5.5 by 2 inches. But I'm going to take this and the tape runner, let's get him started, and then flick, and I'm going to just adhere this right here to the bottom of my card. And now look how pretty. This is trash. We don't need that piece anymore. Okay, I'm going to take my bone folder here and just run it along the edge up here. Get that nice. But when we put some more weight on here, and after you open and close it enough times, pretty soon it'll start to lay flat. So let's cut out some of these flowers here. I have a scrap here, just a basic white. I'm going to use my mat because we're using a photopolymer stamp set. So I'm going to use my mat from my Stamparatus, just because, look, they sell you nice little scratch paper that fits on there perfect. So there you go. Otherwise, when you're using photopolymer, I suggest you could use the Pierce mat. That's another good thing to use. When you're having trouble getting a good image, it's probably because you need a little bit of cushion under your stamp. So here we go. I'm going to take some Daffodil Delight ink, and I'm going to try to show you how to line up. Now, when I first started playing with this flower, I had a lot of trouble lining up my first and second step of stamping. So I'm going to take here, and I don't know, let me get my take-a-pick tool because my fingernails are terrible. But right here, you can kind of see how there's like a space here that goes all the way to the center. I'm going to keep that to the left because I believe that's how I want to line my second stamp up. And then I'm going to take this and put it there, and I'm going to just do 3 of them because we want 3 for our card. Okay, and then with the second step that looks like this, now you can see, hopefully you can see, there's like a little line right here that goes all the way across here. I'm going to line that up with this little part right here. And I want to stamp off because I want it a little bit lighter. So I'm going to just stamp here on my scratch paper and then line. My head might get in the camera, so I'm going to come down here because I can't see that one with my head in the camera. Or without the camera. And there you can line it up, that little line right there. So hopefully I can remember that each time and I don't have to start over again. But that makes lining this stamp set, or this two-step stamping up, so much easier. And then I'll show you another trick when you're trying to get the die to work with this flower too, because I don't think that's very user-friendly. I guess it took me a while to get that figured out. So let's bring in that die cut machine again and cut these out. In fact, I'll be honest with you, I cheated and I cut 2 of them out in advance so you wouldn't have to watch me with all of them. But I'm going to take, again, number 1, number 5, lay my cardstock on there, find my die. Oh, remember I took it out and set it aside so I wouldn't lose it. Now, when you look at your die, they have these 2 like funny looking things right here, right? And now one of these is going to go right along here. I hope that helps. So when you put your die, nope, it's not that one, so it must be this one. Yep, looky there. And now it lines up really easy because you can remember that one little spot. Almost lines up easy. There we go, like that. Now my magnetic platform is going to hold my die there. Again, I can see through in case this has been warped or, you know, so it's not smooth and flat anymore. You can see through it to see if your die moved. My die didn't move, so bada bing, bada boom, just like that. I have that really pretty flower cut out. Now, I'm also going to take another new product from Stampin' Up, and let's see if I can find it here. Yes, I can. This is Stampin' Up's new masking paper. Now, I always use Post-it notes and stuff like that and struggle, but now, with this new product from Stampin' Up, I'm going to take and cut a flower from that masking paper too. And I'll show you how the masking paper works. It kind of has a coat of backing on it that you can peel off just like the adhesive sheets. I think we're all done with the die cut machine. We'll put him away and put some other stuff away. My masking paper. Okay, so now I think we're ready to stamp on our card. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take these 2 little flowers and I'm going to just adhere them flat to my card using my tape runner that's close to the end, and he's struggling a little bit, but I think I want one about there, and then I'm going to put one about there, and then this one later on will pop up. Look, and he's going to look good right there. Okay, so then this masking paper that has this backing on it, there we go. Try to get it started with absolutely no nails whatsoever. And I'm going to cover up my flower here. Whoops, not this way, it goes this way. Completely. And then, well, good enough. With some mint macaron ink, I'm going to take and just stamp the leaves right on my flower like that, and I'm going to hold it down, let the ink sink in a little bit. And because I have this extra layer of cardstock here, it might not meet exactly. Oops, then I need to move this one. Oh my, it's stuck down there. But I'm going to take my mask off of here. There we go. Boy, he's a sticky son of a gun. There we go. And then move him over to here and do the same thing. Got to get my flower lined up right. Over here with this leaf. And looky there. And I totally forgot to use my my mat. But since I have a hard surface now, I have a granite surface under here, I cover it with contact paper that looks like wood, just so I won't have that glare. But if you're having trouble, like I said, be sure and use that mat under your photopolymer stamp sets. Okay, then the one thing that I want to add to this card that I didn't do to this card is this kind of little splatters back here. I'm going to take that stamp. And in the color palette of the Designer Series paper, they said they had a little bit of petal pink here. So I'm going to take this petal pink and I'm going to just kind of splatter around my flowers here. And then I'm going to take that Post-it note, or no, it's not Post-it note anymore, now it's masking paper. Try to get him off again. And if I don't tear him as much as I think I might, I'm going to just leave this in my stamp case, and then I can use it over and over and over again. I've almost got it off in one piece. We'll lay him. Nope, the wrong end. This way again. Good enough, right? And then I'm going to put some splatters over here behind this flower. And now yeah, I'm not even going to bother to save the little flower. The little masking paper's thin. It's not going to leave any marks on the side. And look how pretty my leaves are behind that flower. Okay, then I'm going to take this flower, and before I set it down, if you noticed here, I'm going to stamp the happy birthday. Now that's another new stamp set. Let me show you that one. That one looks like this, and I absolutely love this stamp set. This one will be when I start up my Stamp a Greeting again, a Stamp a Greeting class, because a Stamp a Greeting class, all you have to have is a stamp set and black ink to finish your cards. And look how nice this stamp set would be. There's lots of big greetings, there's a few mediums greetings, and there's a bunch of small greetings, and they're just wonderful, nice to have for any card. And I'm going to take this medium happy birthday with some Blackberry Bliss ink. That's just another color in the Designer Series paper. And you know, I'm going to move this one out of the way, and let's see, make sure I don't have any ink on the bottom of my stamp. I'm going to just stamp it this time right here in the center. Hopefully I got it straight. I'm going to let that ink sink in since it's nice and vibrant color. And looky there. Ooh, and he's almost straight. I think he's straight enough. I think he looks pretty good. Now I would take some dimensionals and put this little flower down. I'll have to remember, because with this new stamp set, and I always look at the bottom of my stamp, but I've noticed with this stamp set I need to focus on the top. And it would help if I'd put my stamp together and put those stickers on there, but that's for another time. Too busy playing, no time to do the prep work. So now our card looks like this, but I kind of want to put a sentiment on the inside, so I'm going to bring in yet another new product. Look at this one. This is the Charming Sentiments. Love this stamp set just because of all the words, but this stamp set comes with a die set that looks like this. And it cuts out all of those words, no more fussy cutting sentiments, and it also has all these, look at the two-step little hearts, some stars. The candles here are adorable. Let me show you what those look like in the catalog here. In the back of the new catalog on page 160, yep, 161, look how cute those little candles are that are in that die cut, or that die set. Not to mention the little burst of light that goes behind the candle and the little bow over here. I mean, it's just a great stamp or die set. Not to mention the stamp set, like I said, the words are great. So I'm going to take this Because You Totally Deserve It. And I haven't even played with this stamp set yet either. Let me see if I can find that stamp set here. Oh, here it is up here. And I'm going to put that on the block, and this is what I'm going to stamp on the inside. Let me find another block here. There we go. And this time I'm actually going to remember, because I've got my card all put together, that foam piece behind it so I can get a nice image on here. Thank goodness it's photopolymer. I think that's going to help too. But I'm going to ink that up in that rich raspberry. This. And then just set that down. Hopefully it's straight. I can't really see because the camera, but that looks good. Because you totally deserve it. Looky how cute that is. Okay, then I'm going to let that ink dry a little bit because I want to just put some more of the little spatters on there, but I'm going to let that dry. And while I'm doing so, I'm going to take and put some little embellishments. So I have these little brass butterflies. These are a carryover item that makes me really happy because I love, love, love these cute little butterflies. I'm going to put these, let's see, let's go here. And then maybe one, where should he go? Up there? Yeah, that looks good. And then we need a center for our flowers. And I'll be honest with you, these opal rounds that we have in the annual catalog, another carryover item, haven't been my favorite, but look how nice they look. Maybe I just hadn't had the right flower. How nice they look in the center of this flower. I think because the opal rounds are big and bold, I didn't like them before, but now I found the right flower and they fit perfect right there in that contour flower. Okay, now let's get in that, or bring in that petal pink ink again. Just do a little spattering on the inside, give it some more character and life here. And there we go. Now, last thing, I want to show you one more new product that, yes, I absolutely love, and that's this here. It's called the limited edition, and this is just to let all my friends know that I'm the card maker, that all these cards I've been sending them, I made by hand. So this one that says made with love, I think that might be my favorite, although tomorrow a different one would be my favorite, but I'm going to take that one. Love that little heart in the love. And I'm going to turn my card over here, and I don't want it to be too dark, so I'm going to use that daffodil ink if I can find it. Where did I set? And I'm going to open that up, and then just here on the back, ink that I'm going to practice once on here because it's red rubber. Y'all, you got to practice with the red rubber once, and just lay that down, let that ink sink in, and look how cute that is on the back of your card. So there you go. There's my cards for today. I do like that splatter on the background, and now I wonder if I could get it on there if I just took that poster or that masking paper and covered up my flowers, if I could add it to this card, but maybe it's not worth it. And I still do need to stamp the inside of this one. But there you go. And then here's my other two cards I showed you earlier from Stamp Camp and from Stamp Club. So if you need the measurements, be sure and visit my blog, BeCreativeWithKathy.com. If you see any products that you would love to have, you can go to my online store. There's a link in the description. I would love for you to like my like my poster, my video here on Facebook, and maybe share it and leave a comment. And then, of course, if you're watching on YouTube, if you would thumbs up, subscribe, hit that bell, all of that good stuff, it would help me out a bunch. One last thing before I let you go, and thanks for sticking around, is don't forget, and now I can't find the flyer, that Stampin' Up! Has a special right now. If you want to become a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, which means you do like I do and do videos, or you could just get the discount and buy more stuff. It's they have a promotion now that you, in your starter packet, or in the starter kit, which, like I said, where did my flyer go? Here it is. You get all these extra products in your $99 starter kit, which includes $125 worth of product, free shipping, a paper pumpkin, all your business supplies. It's a really good deal for $99. I just noticed one more thing when I found my flyer, that when and if you happen to get the magnetic platform, you come with instructions that look like this. Now, I don't know what Stampin' Up! Was thinking, but maybe they were having one of those days, because you need to eliminate this number 2 right here. You don't need the number 2 plate when you are using the magnetic platform. The number 2 is a die adapter, and so you don't need that. It's kind of included in the magnetic platform. All right, I'll stop talking. You go have a great day, and I'll see you back here on Thursday about 11 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.